If you could step back in time, not just a few years, but half a century, to Christmas in the 1960s and 1970s, you'd find a holiday that looks very different from today. No smartphones, no online shopping, no endless rush. And yet, for many Americans, Christmas felt warmer, slower, and somehow more meaningful. Tonight, let us take a quiet walk back to 20 forgotten Christmas traditions from the 60s and 70s, traditions kids today will never truly know. First, when Christmas cards were written by hand. In the 60s and 70s, Christmas cards weren't typed or printed in bulk. Families sat at the kitchen table for hours, writing each card by hand. Real sentences, personal updates, careful signatures. Every envelope carried effort and love. Christmas didn't arrive instantly. It arrived in the mailbox. Next, carolers knocking on doors. Before playlists and speakers, Christmas music came from people. Groups of neighbors, often teenagers or church members, bundled up, walked the streets, and knocked on doors to sing. Sometimes they weren't great singers, but they were real. And that mattered. Number 3, trees drowned in tinsel. Christmas trees of the 60s sparkled under layers and layers of silver tinsel. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't minimalist. It was joyful, shiny, and impossible to ignore. Every strand caught the light and made the whole room shimmer. Then there was waiting in line to see Santa. Seeing Santa meant standing in a long, winding line at a department store. Children shifted their weight. Parents held heavy winter coats, and everyone waited patiently. The anticipation built with every step. The wait made the moment feel earned, a true holiday pilgrimage. And who could forget Christmas catalog dreaming? Toy catalogs were bedtime reading. Kids would spend hours circling their favorite toys, folding the page corners, and just imagining Christmas morning. There was no add to cart, button, just pure, unfiltered hope. Number 6, one gift that meant everything. Most kids didn't expect a mountain of presents. Often, it was just one toy, one book, or one long-dreamed-of surprise. And when they got it, when they finally held that one special gift, it felt enormous. It was cherished. Next, bubble lights that felt alive. Those strange, wonderful bubble lights glowed and bubbled like tiny Christmas miracles. Kids would stare at them for hours, convinced they were alive. Some magic doesn't need explaining. It just needs to be watched. Christmas Eve often meant midnight church services. The church would be filled with flickering candles. Carols echoed softly in the sacred space. And then, the walk home through the cold, quiet night, with snow crunching under your shoes. It was peaceful and profound. Number 9, aluminum Christmas trees. For a time, silver aluminum trees symbolized the future. Paired with a rotating color wheel, they filled living rooms with shifting, psychedelic light red, then blue, then green. They were modern, a little bit weird, and absolutely unforgettable. Then we have homemade ornaments. Most ornaments were made, not bought. Paper chains, glue, popcorn strings, and hand-painted wooden shapes. Each one was imperfect, and each one carried a memory of who made it and when. The tree wasn't just decorated, it was a family scrapbook. It's number 11, and this one is a bit wild. Real candles on the tree. Yes, some families still used real tiny wax candles clipped carefully to the branches. It was beautiful. It was dangerous, and for those who saw it, it was never, ever forgotten. Christmas Eve baths and fresh pajamas. This was a non-negotiable ritual. Christmas Eve meant getting scrubbed clean and putting on a brand new pair of pajamas, just for the occasion. Then it was off to an early bedtime, or at least pretending to sleep while listening for sleigh bells. Board games instead of screens. With no phones, no tablets, and only a few TV channels, Christmas night was for board games. Laughter, friendly arguments, and staying up way too late with family. The only screen time was the glow of the Christmas tree lights. Dads assembling toys after midnight. Long after the kids finally fell asleep, dads worked quietly on the floor, tools scattered, confusing instructions folded and unfolded. Christmas magic was built by hand, in the quiet hours of the night, fueled by coffee and a father's love. Number 15. Handwritten wish lists. Wish lists were carefully composed. Pencil was erased and rewritten. The paper was folded and treasured. Every single wish felt important, a secret prayer sent out into the universe, or at least to the North Pole. After dinner, families took slow walks around the neighborhood. All bundled up, they'd stroll down the sidewalks. Lights glowed in every window. The snow muffled all the sounds. Nobody rushed home. It was about being together in the quiet cold. And the food, everything was homemade. Christmas meals came from the kitchen, not a box from the store. It meant hours of cooking, using family recipes passed down through generations. The food wasn't just for eating. It was made to be shared. Number 18. Christmas came through the radio. Christmas music wasn't on a playlist. It came from a single speaker on the radio. The voices of the singers felt closer. The sound felt warmer, filling the room with a crackly analog glow. 19. Visiting neighbors without calling. People just showed up. Neighbors would knock on your door without warning, bringing a plate of cookies or just to say Merry Christmas. And the doors always opened with a smile. Finally, number 20. The quiet after Christmas. After the gifts were opened and the paper was cleaned up, the house grew still. There were no online sales to rush to, no returns to process. There was just rest, a peaceful quiet to enjoy the day. Christmas in the 60s and 70s wasn't perfect. Money was tight, life was busy, the world was changing. But Christmas was slower, more intentional, and deeply human. And maybe that's why it mattered so much. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you, which of these traditions do you remember most? Is there one you wish would come back? Share your memory in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this trip back in time, please like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next nostalgic story. There are many more forgotten Christmas memories still waiting to be told. Thanks for watching.